Hi there. I thought I'd just come down and just do a quick video. It probably won't be so quick because I've got a lot to say. Um, so this is all a bit off the cuff, but it's been a really tough time for trans people at the moment, and it's just I've been in complete shock this week, to be honest. I mean, comes off the back of the last few weeks. This has built up. Starting with the NHS giving advice to schools about how to treat the trans kids, by saying that you have to dead name them, use their old name and the incorrect pronouns, and that saying that they have to out them to their parents. And the problem with that is that so often the only safe space for trans kids is at school, talking to the teachers. And a lot of the parents of trans kids are not accepting of their kids being trans, and they're the ones that actually try to convert them, using conversion practices, and so it can be a really hostile environment for trans kids. So it's really tough for them. So and again, what was the NHS doing, putting out advice on education? Surely health is that's their their jurisdiction, not education. But so that was the first thing, and then that went on to the government reneging on their promise to ban conversion practices. I won't say conversion therapy because it's not therapy at all. It's practices. It's awful and it's really harmful. After saying that they would do it. But this week, it has just gone off the scale. The anti-trans rhetoric that we're hearing at the Tory party conference is just horrific. I can't believe what I'm hearing. And we've got Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, standing up and saying, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense. And then saying, earlier this year, he was saying that 100% of women don't have a penis. Well, actually, they do. There are plenty of pre-op and non-op trans women who do have a penis, and just because they have a penis doesn't mean to say they want it, or that they can use it, that it has a function, because it doesn't. Because when most trans people are, most trans women, are on hormone therapy, cross-sex hormone therapy, and hormone blockers, and what that does, that chemically castrates them, so it serves no function at all, apart from for weeing. That's it. So and there's very long waiting lists to get surgery and stuff anyway. So come on, you're just trying to erase all trans people, and trans women particularly, and also he's ignoring intersex people, and he's ignoring the fact that the difference between sex and gender as well. All of that, all of that. I could go on a lot about that, and I could, maybe we'll do another piece about that actually. And then we have the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, stating his intention to ban transgender women from women's hospital wards. And then that was backed up by the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, saying that trans women have no place in women's wards. When somebody goes into hospital, they go into hospital not because they want to go into hospital. They go into hospital because they're desperately ill and they need caring for. And as trans people, as trans women, we're no different to anybody else. We just want to be treated with dignity and respect, and just get better. That's what we're there for. We're not there for any other reasons. It's just awful. And then last year, the trans advocacy group Translucent put out freedom of information requests to 102 NHS trusts, asking the question: how many complaints from cisgender, that's non-trans women, have they had about trans women being in women's only wards? And not one trust replied to say that they had received a complaint. They did not a single complaint out of 102 trusts. So it's not a problem. This problem is made up. It's made up anti-trans rhetoric by our Prime Minister. And it's just stirring up hate. And it's absolutely vile. It's got to stop. It really has. And the thing is, doctors and nurses don't want to discriminate. They don't want to discriminate against trans people. They just want to treat them. They want to treat their patients with respect, and they want to get on with it and just treat people with respect. They don't want to be doing it, and it's unpoliceable anyway. How are they going to police it? Yeah. It's crazy. I've got on my NHS medical record, it says female. And yet I'm transgender. I'm a transgender woman. What are they going to do? They're going to judge it on my voice because I've got a deep voice, how I look. What are they going to judge it on? It's just it's awful and it's terrible. And it'd be illegal too because it goes against the Equality Act 2010, which says you shouldn't discriminate against whole swathes of people, and gender reassignment is one of the protected characteristics of that. So, and there is an exception in that they can discriminate legally if it's proportionate to achieve a legitimate aim, but that doesn't mean discriminating against big swathes of people. It really doesn't. It's just in individual cases, and so that policy would be illegal anyway. And the trouble is that all this hate and misinformation generated by this government has been amplified by the media as well. The mainly trans-hostile media is having a feeding frenzy of all of this. Is loving it, and then only yesterday, then we found out the Home Office released their trans hate crime statistics, saying that trans hate crime has increased by 11% in the last year, and it's increased by 56% in the year before that. And all of that, and yet 82% of trans hate crimes go unreported. And I'm not surprised because I've reported several trans hate crimes against me to the police, and they're absolutely useless. I have absolutely no faith in the police at all with this. It's awful. And so after having experiences like that, you think, why bother? Because they're not going to help. What are they going to do? And so that's why it goes unreported. It's absolutely horrific. And the Home Office actually went further, and they admitted that the increase was probably due to trans issues being heavily discussed by politicians, the media, and on social media. Surprise, surprise. So Rishi Sunak and his trans hostile chums, basically have legitimised harassment of trans people, and he's putting our lives at risk just to divert attention of the complete pig's ear him and his chums have made of all the big social, economic and environmental issues that we all face in the UK today. So what I'd say to you, if you want to be an ally to the trans community, this is your time to stand up and shout about it and do something about it. Because if you do nothing, then you're siding with the oppressor and you're siding with the anti-trans brigade, because it's got really serious now. It really has. And if you do nothing, then effectively you're saying, oh, it's okay for all that to go on. It's not okay for that to go on. The trans community is really hurting right now, and I get contacted by loads of trans people saying that they're planning to get out of the UK as quickly as they can and claim asylum in places like Canada and New Zealand and stuff like that, just because of all this anti-trans rhetoric that's leading to all this hate. It is really disgusting and it needs to stop. So write to your MP, sign petitions, go on marches, protest, write to the media, wherever you hear transphobia, call it out. Please call it out for my sake and for my friends' sake. And it really does make a difference. And lastly, I just want to say a huge thank you to all those people who've contacted me just to check in with me, just to say, are you okay? They're seeing all this hate that's out there being generated by this disgusting government, and they're just saying, are you okay? Yes, I am okay. Thank you very much. It's really touched me that you contacted me. And it hasn't just been my friends who've contacted me. Total strangers have contacted me who followed me on my social media, and it's so touching. So thank you very much for doing that. So yeah, check in on any trans friends that you've got. Please do that and continue to do that, because it's a really tough time. We need all the support we can get. So I know this is a bit of a rushed video and I've just thrown it together, but I just thought it was important to put it out. So please share this and comment on it, and this message needs to be heard. Thanks so much.